before any model, before any session timing. There are psychological laws that decide whether your account even survives long enough to grow. Most traders never violate strategy first. They violate psychology first, then blame strategy later. So let's strip the illusions and deal with the fundamentals. Principle 1, small accounts require small expectations. This is the first psychological law, and most traders break it on day one. They fund a small account and immediately expect life-changing results. That expectation alone creates pressure. Pressure creates emotional decisions. Emotional decisions destroy accounts. A small account is not designed to make you rich. It is designed to teach you discipline under constraint. When expectations are large and capital is small, traders over-risk. They widen stops. They force trades. They try to make something happen. Nothing good ever comes from trying to force the market. Professional traders understand time. Retail traders fight it. A small account grows slowly by design. Any attempt to accelerate that process introduces psychological instability. And instability always expresses itself through risk abuse. If your expectation is to double a small account quickly, your psychology is already compromised. The correct mindset is this: survive first, execute cleanly, let time do the rest. Growth is a byproduct of consistency, not urgency. Principle 2, risk must never feel exciting. If placing a trade gives you adrenaline, you are already gambling. Small account traders often justify high risk by saying it's a small account anyway. That mindset trains recklessness, and recklessness does not magically disappear when the account grows. You trade today how you will trade later. Professional risk feels boring. It feels repetitive. It feels almost insignificant emotionally. That is by design. Emotion is not fuel in trading. Emotion is interference. If a loss affects your mood, your risk is too high. If a win makes you euphoric, your risk is too high. Small accounts grow when risk is emotionally neutral. That neutrality allows you to follow rules consistently, and consistency is the only thing that compounds. Most traders don't blow accounts because of one big mistake. They bleed out slowly from repeated emotional decisions tied to oversized risk. Control risk, and psychology stabilizes. Ignore risk, and psychology collapses. Principle 3, you are not paid for being right. The need to be right is one of the most destructive psychological addictions in trading. Small account traders want validation. They want the market to confirm their intelligence. That need causes them to hold losers, argue with price, and ignore invalidation. Professionals do not care about being right. They care about following rules. Losses are part of the business. Refusing losses is what makes them dangerous. A small account cannot afford ego-based decisions. Every mistake is amplified. Every emotional response leaves a scar. Being wrong quickly is a skill. Staying wrong is arrogance. The traders who grow small accounts accept losses without drama. They don't revenge trade. They don't justify. They don't spiral. They simply execute the next opportunity when it appears. And that emotional stability is rare. Principle 4, overtrading is a psychological disease, not a strategy problem. Overtrading does not come from opportunity. It comes from discomfort. Discomfort with waiting, discomfort with uncertainty, discomfort with silence. Most traders trade because they feel they should be doing something. That is not trading. That is emotional coping. The market does not reward participation. It rewards precision. A small account cannot survive constant exposure. Every trade carries psychological weight. Every loss chips away at confidence. Every win creates pressure to repeat. Overtrading accelerates emotional fatigue. And emotional fatigue leads to sloppy execution. Professionals understand that no trade is a position. Retail traders see no trade as wasted time. That difference alone separates consistency from chaos. If your system only gives 1 or 2 quality setups a week, that is not a flaw. That is protection. The market is open every day, but opportunity is not. And the trader who cannot accept that will always give back profits through unnecessary trades. Principle 5, patience is not passive. It is active discipline. Most traders misunderstand patience. They think patience means sitting there hoping. It doesn't. Patience is active observation without interference. It is watching price approach your area and doing nothing until conditions align. It is letting a setup go if it doesn't fully form. It is accepting that missing a trade is better than forcing one. Small account traders rush because they fear missing out. That fear creates late entries, poor stop placement, and emotional exits. Professionals are not afraid of missing trades. They are afraid of breaking rules. That fear keeps them consistent. Patience is painful at first because it denies instant gratification. But once mastered, it becomes liberating. You stop feeling pressured. You stop chasing candles. You stop reacting emotionally to every move. And that calm shows up in execution. Principle 6. You must detach from outcomes to execute cleanly. This is where psychology becomes subtle but deadly. Most traders are outcome focused. They care about the result of the next trade. That focus distorts decision making. When outcome matters too much, you move stops, you take profits early, you hesitate on valid entries, you over leverage after wins. Professionals focus on process, not outcome. The outcome of one trade is irrelevant. The outcome of a series of well executed trades is everything. Small accounts grow when traders stop emotionally attaching meaning to individual trades. A loss does not mean you're failing. A win does not mean you're improving. Only consistency means something. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means emotional neutrality, and neutrality allows repetition. Principle 7, drawdowns are information, not failure. Most small account traders are emotionally unprepared for drawdowns. They expect a straight line up. When the curve bends, panic sets in. Panic leads to rule breaking. Rule breaking leads to damage. Here is the truth. Drawdowns are not a sign that something is wrong. They are a natural consequence of probability. Every profitable trader experiences drawdowns. The difference is how they behave during them. Amateur traders respond to drawdowns by increasing risk to recover faster, changing strategy mid-cycle, overtrading to make it back, abandoning rules that were working. Professionals do the opposite. They reduce exposure, they slow down, they observe. A drawdown is a diagnostic phase. It shows you whether your edge is intact or whether your execution slipped. But you can only see that if you stay calm. Small accounts die when traders treat drawdowns as emergencies instead of feedback. The account doesn't need saving. The psychology does. If you cannot remain emotionally stable while slightly down, you are not ready to be up. Principle 8, early success is more dangerous than failure. This principle wipes out more small accounts than losing streaks ever will. A trader catches a few good trades, confidence rises, risk increases subtly, discipline loosens quietly. Nothing feels wrong until one loss erases weeks of progress. Early success creates false certainty. Traders begin to believe they figured it out. They stop respecting conditions. They take marginal setups. They size up without evidence. This is not confidence. This is over-identification with results. Professionals do not increase risk because of wins. They increase risk because of statistical proof over time. Small accounts should grow in stages. Plateaus are normal. Pauses are healthy. Any sudden acceleration usually precedes collapse. The market punishes impatience disguised as confidence. If you cannot keep risk constant after wins, you are emotionally trading. The psychology of stagnation. Here's something no one tells you. Most growth phases feel boring. No fireworks, no constant wins, no excitement, just repetition. This is where many traders sabotage themselves because boredom feels like failure. They start experimenting. They deviate slightly. They chase stimulation, and the edge dissolves. Stagnation is not a problem. Instability is. Small accounts grow in quiet phases, not dramatic ones. The trader who survives stagnation is the trader who eventually scales. Principle 9, you must think like a professional long before you are paid like one. Most small account traders behave like they are on trial. Every trade feels like a test. Every loss feels like judgment. Every win feels like relief. That mindset creates tension. Tension leads to forced behavior. Professionals are not auditioning. They are executing a process. A professional does not trade to prove anything. They trade to repeat something. Same hours, same rules, same risk, same reactions. Small account traders often delay professionalism until they make it. That is backwards. Professional behavior comes first. Results follow later. If you wait for the account to grow before you act seriously, the account will never grow. You must act like a risk manager when the money is small. You must act like a process trader when no one is watching. You must act with restraint when no one would blame you for gambling. That identity shift is what stabilizes behavior under pressure. Principle 10. Small accounts scale when ego stops negotiating with rules. This is the final psychological law. Rules are not guidelines. They are not suggestions. They are not flexible. Every time you negotiate with your rules, you tell your subconscious that discipline is optional. Optional discipline always disappears when emotions rise. Small accounts grow when rules are followed, even when it feels unnecessary, especially then. Professionals do not feel tempted to break rules because they no longer see rules as limitations. They see them as protection. Protection from overconfidence, protection from fear, protection from boredom, protection from revenge. The moment you stop negotiating with your system, emotional noise drops. Execution becomes automatic. Results stabilize. Confidence becomes quiet. And that is when scaling becomes possible. The final synthesis. How all 10 principles work together. Let's lock this in. Small expectations remove pressure. Controlled risk removes emotion. Detachment from being right removes ego. Selectivity removes noise. Patience removes urgency. Process focus removes outcome addiction. Respecting drawdowns removes panic. Handling success removes overconfidence. Professional identity removes inconsistency. Non-negotiable rules remove self-sabotage. This is not theory. This is behavior. Small accounts do not need brilliance. They need emotional obedience. The traders who grow them are not special. They are disciplined. They do fewer things wrong. They survive longer. They compound quietly. And one day, without drama, the account is no longer small. Not because they chased growth, but because they stopped interfering with it.